Right?
You can start the meeting.
In the very beginning?
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Yes, you do, Chairman.
Yeah.
Okay, we are good to start the meeting.
Okay. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this meeting is being held virtually. Members of the public who wish to comment as to an item on the published agenda must submit their statement or question in writing to Stefana Fabilski at Stephanie A. STEPHANA .PRZYBYLSKI@Skokie.org. All properly submitted statements or questions will be presented and read during the relevant portion of the meeting. Written comments may also be submitted by email to citizenscomments@Skokie.org, by mail to Village of Skokie, attention, Stefana Fabilski, STEPHANA, last name PRZYBYLSKI, address 5127 Oakton Street, Skokie, Illinois 60077, or via the Village Dropbox located near the public entry to Village Hall. Thank you. With that, this is the September 21st virtual meeting of the Skokie Board of Fire and Police Commissioners. First, like to call the meeting to order, and can I have a roll call? Everybody could announce themselves. This is Will Evans, Chairman of the Skokie Board of Fire and Police Commissioners.
Earl Rabinowitz.
Aline Levine.
Nicole Podhast.
Bruce Ratner.
With that, all the commissioners are present. The first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of our August 17th meeting. Could I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The first item on our agenda under communications is a memorandum from Chief Hoflek announcing the retirement of firefighter Kevin Finlay. Is there any questions or comments? If not, I think do we have to vote to approve this, Earl? Not the retirements, right?
No.
Right. So old business is the police officers' lateral transfers. That item was taken up at the village board meeting in August and was approved. So the chief should be very happy. Yes, Chief.
So, the Corporation Council has to write an ordinance now, and it's got to go back to the board for a first reading and a second reading.
Okay. So we're still, you're waiting.
We're in the
We're not waiting. We've done our job, but you're waiting.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Our next item under new business, we have the firefighter final eligibility list. And Lucy, you can present that?
We do have the, oh. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was just gonna say Stefana. She's labeled as Lucy, but it's actually Stefana.
Yeah, that's Stefana.
Hi, Will. We met at the last meeting. So we do have the final, the firefighter final eligibility list. It was in everybody's packets. It does need to be signed by each of your, each member, hopefully by the end of the week. One of the outstanding items on this is that there were several ties you can see in the list, kind of highlighted in gray. And it's my understanding, and Chief Hoflick, correct me if I'm missing anything, but it's my understanding that the board needs to make a determination on how they want to handle those ties so that we can
Yes.
complete the list.
That's my understanding as well.
Is there any precedent being set in the past for this type of the tie situation?
I believe drawing held is how it's been done in the past. Tony, do you know?
Burl, do you know?
Not offhand, but I see at least two of them here.
I think there's several.
Yeah, there's 2 at level 7. There are 2 at 44, 2 at 49, 2 at 55,
And there's a whole bunch of them.
3 at 104. You know, being that we're in a situation where, you know, none of us are in the same meeting, you know, if we could take the names and draw them. We'd have to talk about how you want to do that, if that's how we've done it in the past. There may be other methods that you'd look at, like alphabetical, or other methods that you may deem appropriate.
I don't like the alphabetical because obviously the person whose name is further down the alphabet loses out, and you know that's not really fair to them. Drawing would be more fair, I would believe.
Yeah, I would think a random lottery type of thing would be the way to go, really. I mean, you can't do it by age, you can't do it by other factors. Yeah, leave us open.
So are you saying like it's 2, right? In most cases, the tie is for 2 people, correct? So are you saying we're just gonna flip a coin or pull their name out of the hat? Is that what?
Yeah, I think in some cases there's three chairmen. So yeah, I think that would be the way to go. You put their names in a hat and just pick one. You know, maybe you as chairman would select them. You know. What's the time frame on this, Chief?
The sooner the better, because we want to start processing. We can't, you know, we need to start doing background checks.
Yeah. So
So if we could do that yet tonight in tonight's meeting and then vote to approve, that would be great.
I don't know if we can we set that up tonight. I mean, if Will's going to do it, he'd have to be the one to make their names, put them in a hat, and you know.
So let's get through the agenda,
Okay.
and we'll can come back for that. Do we have to vote for the list in that order, or are we going to vote on it with the stipulation that I will resolve the ties?
I would say, yeah, the stipulation that you'll resolve the size. That's
So
what
can I get a motion to approve the list with the chairman resolving the ties
I'll move.
that are present on the list?
Yep, second.
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
That made it simple. Next item, the firefighter entry-level examination diversity analysis.
In each of the packets, there are 2 charts just kind of showing what the breakout was from the testing. In speaking with our representative from IO, the testing center, she indicated that our pass rate was very good in this test compared to previous tests. And then the breakdown is listed accordingly, is listed on the form.
How did they determine, Svetlana, that that it's good? I mean, it's just the spread,
In terms of just the overall pass rate, they indicated that in prior years, we were closer to like a 60% pass. And this one, we had close to a 75% overall pass rate.
So pass rate, but what about the diversity
the breakout, yeah.
breakout?
Yeah. In terms of that, I had just a brief conversation with them, and in looking at the diversity of the group, it's based on, obviously who applies. How the pass rate came out is something that, from our conversation, I think the feedback was that this is comparable to all of the other tests, kind of based on the parameters for our specific one. And
I don't
the
know.
population, and the
I don't know what
population
you
that was
did.
there. Yeah.
I mean, so let me give you just a point of view. If the demographics of Skokie are these numbers, then you could say that kind of fits the population. That's like one yardstick you could use when you talk about diversity and inclusiveness. So if it's not that, and I don't know what Skokie's very diverse population, it would seem to me like these numbers aren't really reflective of the population of Skokie. Now I know we draw elsewhere, and I only bring this up as Chief Scarpelli I got asked this question at the village board meeting. It's in terms of our hiring, how well are we doing? So it's just something to keep in mind, is how do we ask that? Now, this is the population. These are the people that have, applied, but it's just something that we need to be aware of. What's our measure? What's our yardstick? So if this is the yardstick, I don't know how we can say that number is good. So and definitely I don't know what the female number is, but it's got to be at least 50%. So we're not, we have to know we're not doing good at all attracting females into the fire service, right? When you look at these numbers, it's only 5.48%.
Right.
Right.
So I would, and this is more for the staff, is that, what are the things that, we can do to help the diversity of both our fire department and our police department? And I didn't have a great answer. I had an answer. I don't remember what that answer was, but I didn't feel like it was a great answer. So I think I'm bringing it up because it's something we should be aware of and think about as we're going through our process, because this is what, again, it's what the trustees asked me and probably will ask of all of us.
I can chime in a little bit. So we did recruit extensively, and so we made an effort, a significant effort, to make sure we got as broad a base of applications opportunities as possible. And in some cases, it's just a measurement of interest. I think certainly that's somewhat reflective of the number of females that tested. It's just many females are not interested in a position of firefighter, paramedic. Obviously, many are, and but I don't think it would be reasonable to expect that we would have 50-50, just because I don't know that would be that many women that would want to apply for a fire service job. I do think there's a lot more that we can do. There is some recent programs approved by the State Fire Marshal's Office that basically approve like a recruiting program or a cadet program where you can actually get people from the community, and they can basically work as cadets for the department. And by doing so, if they complete the program, not only do they get some college credit for that program, they also get can get points applied. So if they, as long as they pass, then they would get additional points for having completed that program. I do think that's something that we should strongly consider for the future. This is something that recently just got approved. And actually, it can be run right through Oakton Community College. So I think there's some really good merit with that. It would definitely help us draw more from within the community of Skokie.
That's something that we could connect to with Oakton, correct?
Correct,
And this is just, again, a program that did not exist before.
correct.
Makes sense.
Chief, do you have any knowledge about what the percentage is on some of the other departments that are in our area, whether we're in the ballpark with them or outside of it?
I certainly don't have any statistics. I think it's reflective of from just my own past experience, but I certainly, right now, I couldn't give you statistics on that. I can certainly reach out, though, and find out.
Yeah, I don't know, Chief, if, it falls on you or it would fall on Chief Scarpelli and the police department, but someone should probably, take the lead on this and look at different departments with a similar demographic in the village and see if they've done better or done worse, and those who have done better, what they did to increase their diversity. Again, I don't know if that falls on your two departments to actually do that, because, it's a personnel issue. And as somebody, probably from the village personnel should be looking at that. But, you look at best practices and see what they've done. Again, we're not going to get a 50-50 split here. It's not going to happen. It's just, at least not in our lifetime. It's just part of the culture as well, I mean, females aren't attracted to firework. It's just part of the deal. Maybe in 10 years they will be. And but right now they're not. But maybe there's something that can be done to enhance, them wanting to become firefighters or police officers or whatever, So I think we should really look to the outside and see what other departments, not only in Illinois, but in other states should do. And perhaps, again, this is something that the village personnel should take the lead on to help the two departments.
Yeah, we can certainly do that. I mean, it's something that we do address. I did have some extensive discussions with Krista. We did expand the pool of colleges and churches and other civic organizations that received our applications, so they could be dispersed on a wide scale. But clearly, certainly we can improve. We can do more.
Chief, do you have outreach into the high schools in our area as well, in terms of like career days or anything, like Niles North and Niles West of just trying?
Yeah, we participate in the career days. Our Fire Prevention Bureau is involved and has a good relationship with the schools. I think that's something else that we can build on. I think that's where this cadet program could work very well, because it gives them a path. It's another path that they can see what the fire service is all about. If it's something that interests them. And then hopefully apply it towards, points and college credit. So,
Chief, as far as those who speak from the fire and police, are they off? Do women speak to women about
Yeah.
that?
Yes. So you guys know Deputy Chief Regala, I believe. She's certainly a great example, certainly, and a strong advocate for women in the fire service. So we're fortunate to have her in that role, and certainly we should utilize that to
Absolutely.
as an invitation for more females to get involved in the fire service.
Absolutely.
That would be a good thing. Anything we need to do with the diversity analysis?
It was intended to be informational.
But I guess, information is only good if you learn something from it or do something,
Right.
Otherwise it becomes archival, So whatever we need to do, or like the chiefs were saying, I think we should do that, whether it be a personnel issue or it be within the departments. But just not to, just to file it.
And even before I saw these results, and I knew that recently passed, programs was set up with Oakland Community College, which was all very recent. I knew that that's something that I have an interest in because I do see, great fruits for that. I think it would be really good for our community to have that opportunity. So it's something that we'll continue to work on.
Great.
Should have, with all, we should definitely be able to have that in place by the next list, next testing.
But I would, I think going to high schools are great, but some focus on just recognizing that Skokie is a very diverse community. And, just having a focus on, you always want the services that you render, especially at the village level, you render that it looks like the village itself.
Agreed.
So the fire lieutenant promotional process, is there? What's the discussion on this item?
The discussion on this is we wanted to make you aware that the lieutenant list expires on December 17th of 2020.
So we've, because of that information, we reached out to the village manager and to Stefana to get the process going for the next lieutenant's exam. So there's no action necessary now, but wanted to make you aware that we would be moving forward with that, getting prepared for that next lieutenant's promotional process.
Do you really have any
Vacancies now?
There are no vacancies now. And we do have, the current list is good through December, or almost to the end of December. And we do not, I foresee perhaps 1 or 2 vacancies at the most by then, and we have more than that left on that list.
How about in the next, 6 months or so? I mean, that was a whole lot of work.
It was for everyone, and we're gearing up to start those background checks, as we hope our police brethren are, and because we need their help. But I do not foresee anyone leaving until perhaps May. As we talked about, I think at a previous meeting, very common for our personnel to retire in May and November.
Okay. Yeah, I just, in this time period, is trying to pull that off like the way we did it before would be, I can't even imagine how we're going to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's,
No, it's my hope that we can get the list completed by March or April, which would hopefully, by then, there's a vaccine in place.
you got a lot of hope.
Yes.
Stefania, have you heard from have you reached out to any surrounding villages that will have lists expiring during this time frame? Are they using Zoom to conduct interviews? Or I guess I'm just starting to think of what is the backup plan in the event that our list is expired and we don't have a vaccine.
Yeah, we have not done that type of reach out at this point, but with the discussions just starting, again, with the chief on this, we'll continue to look at what we need to.
I will say we were fortunate to get our written test completed for the new candidates, the eligibility list. Old Community College provided a great venue for us. We were able to do it in 4 sessions. So we had 4 sessions of under 50 per session, take the test. It worked out really well. I know some departments have gone to Zoom testing, and we had looked at that, and fortunately, we didn't have to go down that route. I think there's, potentials for problems with that because you have the, they have procedures set up where the applicant actually has a camera on them while they're taking the test, just obviously to make sure that they're not cheating. So, very difficult.
Okay. Our next item, any other questions on the promotional process? Our next item is, you know what? A question for you. Did we automatically go to the next session, the closed session?
No, we have not started the closed session yet. We will have to close this Zoom meeting, and everyone will have to go into the closed session link for that meeting.
And is this for the item on our agenda that we have to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
And the closed session link is in our email now,
Yes.
Right.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it was in the beginning. So let's go to the close. Do we have to come back to adjourn the meeting?
I was informed that if we indicate that we'll be adjourning the meeting in closed session, that we can adjourn it from the closed session.
Okay, so we are indicating that we will be adjourning the meeting in closed session. And our next meeting will be October the 19th, 2020.
Just before we leave, just a clarification, the closed session link basically was sent by you when?
It was sent by
Okay.
the Assistant Village Manager this morning.
Okay.
It was set right on top of the other one, Alan.
Yeah, because I see that one, but I see this one, of course, but I didn't,
No, I got it from Ed.
Oh, you got it, I'm sorry, you got it
Yeah.
from Ed. You got it from
Right,
Ed.
Right, they came from that.
this morning at 10:48, okay?
Chairman Evans, I did want to also let the commission know that I do have the website open for the citizens' comments for today's meeting, and there are no comments in there as of now, as well as I'm checking my email, which was included in the agenda, and there are no citizen questions or comments there either.
Okay.
Okay, so
If you don't see me, you know that I can't focus on it, besides the one that we are on now, of course. And I'm looking at what was sent, so.
So do you have the link?
I,
Everybody got the closed session link?
Yes.
Yes.
no, I can't find it, I can't focus on.
Yeah, there were 2 emails, one after another, Helene, from Ed.
Well, I will look, don't worry.
The open session came at 10:48, the closed session came at 10:10.
10:10, okay, not a problem, okay. Thank you.
Ours came sooner, but that's okay.
So I'm waiting for you, Elaine. If you're ready, we'll switch. Let me know when you're ready.
Well, okay, I'm gonna leave now and to switch again, and it came at 10:10? I'll be
Yep.
fine, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm going to end this session, and then I'm going to open the closed session meeting. Thank you.
Okay.
I make a motion, I don't know if I can now, too late.
What's that?
We make a motion that we adjourn the closed session.
Adjourn to.
No, we're going into closed session.
We're
I mean,
going
the-
to the closed session.
That we adjourn the open session.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor of ending the open session and going into the closed session?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. we are switching over.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm going to end the meeting on the screen.
This is better.
It's like the Indy 500. Some didn't make it to the end.
They got lost in virtual space.
Virtual space. We didn't need Scarpelli anyway, so.
Yeah, we need our other two, well,